Hi everybody, this is B, and here to bring you the October book of the month. And the book is called The Witness Who Wore Red, the 19th Wife Who Brought Polygamous Cult Leaders to Justice. Boom. And it is written by Rebecca Musser with M Bridget Cook. This is actually a true story. It is an autobiography. It takes place in Utah, Texas, Arizona, those kind of locations, a little bit Colorado. I'll show you the top one would be Rebecca, and then the bottom one would be M Bridget Cook. This all took place in the 2000s to late 2000s, so about around, I think the latest date is 2012, if I believe so. Yeah, I never heard of this, but it happened in real life, so I like autobiographies. Gives a little different representation of what they went through in reading, and of course they've got co-writers. I'll read the little back of it. It says, "I detect the seeds of upholstery in you, Mother Becky," Warren said. "I'm giving you 1 week to be married. Next Monday night, you will come and tell me who you're going to marry. And it doesn't even have to be me." I wanted to vomit. Is this what he done with my sister wives to manipulate their choices? I have seen the Jeffers' behavior as husbands. I will not marry another Jeffs. And starting that Warren. "Please," I begged, tears in my eyes. "Please do not do this to me." Suddenly the fire that I was known for welled up inside me, and I could not stop it. My head pounded with the heat. "I will not say yes to something I don't agree with, Warren. You know that this is what God and Father want," he said. "No, I do not. I do not know that this is what God and Father want for me." Warren's eyes turned to steel, filled with cold malice. "I will break you," he said, with deliberate pronunciation on each word, "and I will train you to be a good wife. You have too much freedom for too long, Becky. No matter who you marry, I always have jurisdiction over you. Please," I beseeched one time, "I'm begging you." He looked up at me. "You will be married 1 week from today." So this is just reading from the back. In the book itself, there is a book, well, not a book, but a little pamphlet of pictures. And she describes, what's in them, blah, blah, her kids, and her playing violin, and a bunch of other stuff. It even, as far as it goes back to her earliest memories, to when she was a kid, to when she was a teenager, to a young adult, to a little bit of now, well, during the trial anyway. But it does have an epilogue in the back, and it does have acknowledgments in it. Yeah, it describes some of her trials that she had to go through when going against court against her order, or the order she ran away from. Talks about her trials with her love life, and just ability to move on and to heal from the hurt that she experienced from this. From how things were when she would describe them, they were very traumatic. I felt very sorry for those people. Some of them, like her, were born into it. They had no choice in the matter. So it kind of opened my eyes to what has been going on for a while, and what is still going on. She's a big activist on the sexual trafficking, and how it's still greatly going on. And sometimes that there's not much justice going on to protect women and children. So it's a very eye-opener. It's a very, very, very good book. Whether you're a man, woman, child, I think if you've got a strong mentality, you can read this book. Because some of it is very eye-opening, very emotional, feelings. That's the word I wanted to use that's appropriately. But it is a very good book. I would recommend to women who like autobiographies who like women empowerment, or any, no, I'm not gonna say women empowerment, but any type of empowerment, or people who will stand up for victims. Basically, it's very self-empowerment. It is very justice forward. So you're people who like autobiographies and stuff like that. It's a very good reader. It says it's normally $26 in US and $29 in Canada. I'm sure you can find this in BAM, in all bookstores like that. I personally got it at the Dollar Tree. That's where I found this. But I'm sure you can find it at other places. It must have been from Canada because I have a stamp on the back that says Canada. So, which it did say too in the order that she was in that they had places in Canada as well. So this is not just a U.S. problem. It's an international problem. So it just goes deeply in that. But yeah, other than that, it's a good read. I would recommend it for someone. When I started reading it, I didn't realize how addictive it was. Like, it's just simple. Chapters were decently length. Toward the end, it started getting like shorter chapters, but otherwise, it's a good book. I would recommend it for people who, like I said, like autobiography, like self-empowerment, whether it's man, woman, child, whatever. And it's a really good eye opener to what we normally don't see, what we don't think is there. It is there. So I would highly recommend it and check it out. And the book is The Witness Wore Red, by Rebecca Musser with M Bridget Cook. But anyway, thank you for tuning into this video, and you can follow me on other social media sites. The information will be in the description box. And thank you for watching. Have a blessed day.